Hello, dear students. I hope you all are safe and healthy. My name is Ankita, and I am teaching as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I welcome all of you to the lecture 9 of my online lecture series of object-oriented programming. And in this video, we are going to learn the type conversion from basic type to user-defined data type and user-defined data type to basic data type. So, in previous video we studied about runtime polymorphism, how we can achieve runtime polymorphism through virtual functions. We studied pure virtual functions and the abstract classes also. So these two topics are associated with the virtual functions. So pure virtual functions are the virtual functions with no definition, but they are declared as zero. Any class, if it is having a one pure virtual function at least, then it is known as the abstract classes. Late binding or dynamic binding or runtime polymorphism is achieved through the pointers and through the virtual functions. So let us proceed in this video. We have already seen the topic type conversion in our previous videos. So type conversion is basically of two types: implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Implicit type conversion uh, is performed by the compiler directly, or you can say implicitly. So how compiler converts various data type? Compiler always convert the smallest data type into the largest data type. Okay, we have seen that with the help of examples also, and in further topic also we will be having more examples. So implicit type conversion is that type conversion which is performed by the compiler itself, and explicit type conversion are such conversions which include such statements which defines in what type of data we want to convert our particular variable. So explicitly means we have to specify the data type in our expression explicitly. So in C++, data conversion can be possible between basic data type to user defined data type and vice versa, that is user defined data type to basic data type. Or second type of conversion can be user defined data type to user defined data type, means on both the side of your assignment operator you have objects. So we'll be learning each with the help of example. So most important conversion are these two types of conversion. Through these two types you will be able to learn about the conversion functions and the operator casting operator function. So these two are the important ones. So as I said that basic data type to basic and user defined data type to user defined data type conversion are handled by the compiler implicitly. So we have to write no explicit statements for such conversions, like if we have same type of data on both the sides of the assignment operator. Okay, so for example consider this one. So if I write obj1 is equal to obj2, okay, and if I am writing simple integer or float, so these two types of conversions are handled by the compiler with no efforts, and the programmer need not to put any efforts in writing such code. So this assignment operator is having same type of data, built-in type. They both will belong to the same basic or built-in data type. So object or one or object two, these two are also again user defined data type. So there will be no problem at all. So first of all we will consider the simple example like basic type to basic type conversion. So as you are having the program on your screen, basic data types are integer, float, char, double, long integer, short integer. So in such type of conversions, implicit type conversion takes place. What I said about implicit type conversion, small data type is converted into larger data type. So we will run one program related to this particular example, then we will come back onto this. So I will run one small program here. So we can write such small programs without the help of classes also. We need to just check that how the implicit conversion is taking place here. So here we have one variable a, and second variable we will take of float type, that is you can take b, which I will assign as 3.25. Then if I'm writing a is equal to b, then what is happening, I'm trying to convert b into a, or I'm assigning the float value to the integer value. Then if I print here the a value, what it is going to display, then 0 is necessary because integer main is on the upper side. So this is online editor, so there is no need to write the return statement. It was showing error on return statement here, though it has integer as the return type of main. So when we run this program, it produced this output, okay, as you can see on the window. So whatever data type you are taking on the this side of this assignment operator, it will get converted automatically. So here explicitly we have not assigned anything in this expression that b should be converted first int and then it should assign, and then it should get assigned to a. So b was float and it was taken as it is. Okay, so in this example also, as you can see, we have a is equal a and b are of integer type, x and y are of float type. Double value, we have taken one variable double d as also. Then we have displayed the x and y value. These are the just values where we are displaying the values of x and y with the help of cout. So a is equal to x, we have just assigned x is equal to, I am assigning value of x to a. So simple conversion will be there, and if I am writing x is equal to b, then simple conversion will be there. So x was float earlier, but I am assigning 6 to float value. So as you will see the values in your editor also, so it will just display the float value here because x was initially float, so it should display 6.0. okay, because b is the integer part, b is the integer data type. So if I am assigning it to the float value, then this will add the fraction portion automatically and it will display 0 in that case. Okay, you can see the value by taking this by writing it as x. So double d, yes, to recall you the implicit and explicit type conversion, I have also written one explicit type conversion statement here. So what is happening here, d is of double type and x is of float type. So what I am doing, I am explicitly converting x into double first of all, and then I am assigning it to the d value. So d is having nothing, but I am assigning x value to d. So this is, you can say, the explicit type conversion is happening between these variables. So x is getting converted into double first, and then d is getting value of x. Okay, so it will display the value up to 6 decimal places after dot. So that is the difference between float and double also. Float is of 4 byte and double is of 8 byte. So by displaying it with the help of cout statement, you can see the output also. So this type of statement, or first type of conversion, like from basic type to basic type, is very easy. I have not included it as a separate point here, but it will be basic type to basic type conversion will be handled by the compiler automatically. So the important one is the basic type to user defined data type. When I have integer a and I am assigning a to object is a user defined data type here, and a is the integer type data type. Okay, so this type of conversion, the source type is your basic data type. So this side is source type and this is the destination type. Okay, so I have, in this paragraph I have written the explanation of this statement. So first come on to the example directly. The conversion from basic type to class type can be performed using constructor also. Yes, this is very important. From basic data type to class data type conversion occurs using constructor function. This constructor function contains only one argument of basic data type. So it specifies the source, or you can say this side of the assignment operator. We can use constructor to perform type conversion during the object creation also. And to achieve that, we have implemented one constructor function which accepts only one argument of type basic. Have a look at. Let us understand this with the help of example. Here I have taken time, which is entered in hours and minutes. This is a display function. This is the type. This is the conversion constructor, wherein we have to pass one basic data type or built-in data type to which we want to convert into user-defined data type. That's why we have taken as a constructor. There is no return type present in this constructor, and this is the rule of writing this conversion constructor. Then in conversion constructor we have to write the logic. See, conversion constructors are used wherein you want to convert different type of data types. Okay, so in this such type of constructor you have to write the logic. So to convert one unit, that is a time, which is entered in form of t, to convert time into hours and minutes, then if we want to calculate hours, then we have to divide it with the 60, and if we want to calculate minutes between from this t value, then we have to divide it with the 60, and we should take the remainder of it. Okay, so this is the conversion logic here, and in main function we have created one we have taken one variable named duration, and which is entered in minutes obviously, and then we are writing this particular statement. This particular statement calls the conversion constructor. So duration is normal integer type. We are assigning this duration to t1. So t1 is the object again. So it is not a normal constructor, but conversion is happening here. So duration gets called with the help of t. We have taken one runtime variable here, duration. Its value will be copied to in t, and then it will call this particular constructor, and it will segregate the hours and the minutes from the t value only by applying the logic. Then it will display the values to you. So this is the conversion from basic data type to user defined data type. Okay. Next is conversion from user defined type to basic data type. Such conversions of user defined data type to basic data type is done with the help of overloading the cast operator of basic type as a member function. Operator function is defined as the overloaded basic data type, which takes no argument, and return type of the operator is not specified, because the cast operator function itself specifies the return value. So try to relate this particular operator function with the operator overloading, for which you have used for unary operators, binary operators. So these two are same, but in this type of operator functions, they are specifically used to convert user defined type to basic data type, and they do not have any kind of return type. So the operator is a keyword, as in that overloading case also, and it should the type should always have the data type to which we want to data type, or the basic data type to which we want to convert our object. We want to convert user defined to basic data type, so this type contains either integer, float, char, etc. The syntax is simple: double. For example, this operator should have come here, and this is okay. So complete syntax is this: the operator keyword, and double is the type to which you want to convert your user defined data type. Here can be any basic data type. So there are three conditions to overload this casting operator. This casting operator do not have any return type. It cannot take any parameters, or in other words, no arguments can be passed to the operator, casting operator. Finally, it has to be defined inside the class definition. It should be defined inside the class definition. The class definition will be the user defined data type that we want to convert into the basic data type whose casting operator has been overloaded. So it will not be written outside the class ever. So one program is there to understand the example. So here we have one class named distance, which is having feet and inches as two parameters. We have taken here one constant variable meter. The value of meter into the float, we have kept it constant. So this is a default constructor in which both the values have, this is integer, this is float. Accordingly, we have assigned 0 and 0.0. So this is the parameterized constructor, very simple. Operator float, it is the operator casting operator function and we want to convert our object into float type. So overloaded casting operator which overloads float type basic data type. So this is the logic actually to convert the you know the value which you have entered in float and in feet and inches, so that from these two values we have to take one value because we want to convert object into float type. So object contains further feet and inches, but float contains only one value. So we have to extract the feet and inches value from one variable. So the variable I have taken here, feet in fractions. So to divide its fractions, I have taken one variable here. So I will extract inches by applying the formula inches divided by 12. So this is the logic to merge feet and inches to get one value in the meters. So feet in fractions extracts the value of inches, and this feet in fractions is got added to the the number of inches. So how we are this statement, how we can write this is equal to feet in fractions is equal to feet in fractions plus float feet. So feet is your integer type, and this is the again explicit type conversion which we are performing. We are converting integer to float first of all, and then we are adding it to the feet in fractions which is again the inches. So we are converting integer into float first of all, feet into float first of all, and then it gets added to the inches value. So this value contains the feet plus number of inches. Okay, so it will return one statement by dividing the feet in fractions in divide by meter to float. By doing so we will get only one value which will be written in meters. Okay, so one value will be there. So after this particular operator function we get one value, so which is of float type, which is of integer of basic data type, that is float. So in main function obviously we have to take two runtime variables in which we will enter these two values, and then we will display the output in whatever format we want. So this is the parameterized constructor. It will assign feet is equal to 0 and inches is equal to 0.0. So float meters is equal to dist. So dist is the object of the user defined distance class, whereas the meter is the basic data type. So distance is the object here and meter is the basic data type. So feet and inches, by applying this logic, feet and inches got divided, and by applying the formulas we extracted only one value from these two, feet and inches, and this value was assigned to the meters only. So this statement calls the overloaded casting operator, and by just displaying meters in cout with the help of cout operator you can just print it. So this statement, this will call the casting operator, and it will look if the overloaded casting operator is available in the distance class which overloads the float operator. If such operator is found, it will be called and executed, as we have returned meter from the overloaded casting operator. That returned value will be stored in the meters. So this way we have successfully converted a user defined data type to a basic data type. So next example is having both user defined data type and basic to user defined data type and user defined data type to basic data type. So in this particular example you will find conversion constructor. This is conversion constructor, as well as casting operator also. Okay, so this particular code from this here to here before main, this contains the combination of about two examples we studied. Like in distance class we have feet and inches, so this is the default constructor. This is one conversion constructor wherein I have entered value in meters. So from this meter I want to fetch or extract feet and inches, feet and inches. So feet and inches are defined by feet is equal to this f, and inches are taken as inches. So this is a temporary variable through which I am extracting f, and I have assigned feet is equal to f. So this is a simple float variable through which we will extract feet and inches value by applying the reverse logic that we saw in the previous example. And this is the parameterized constructor through which we are assigning some values to f and I. This is the show function with the help of which we will display the values. And operator float is the casting operator, the same function which we saw in the previous example here. So here you can relate this code with this particular code. Difference is only this, that in that example we have taken feet in fractions. Here we have taken return m only, the meter only. Okay, so that same logic is applied here also. The casting operator contains the logic from which we want to convert user defined into built-in data type. So main function contains both the conversions, basic data type to user defined data type and user defined data type to basic data type. So how we are going to achieve this? We have two objects here, d1 and d2. d1 have value 2.35. So this particular statement calls one constructor which is having one argument. So such constructor was only conversion constructor. So with the help of d1 dot show distance we can see the value of d1. So it is a float value which is getting converted into object. So this will be done with the help of this particular conversion function. And this 5.3, see 2.35 we have entered. So from this particular value we will extract the feet and the inches, value. Okay, so these are the standard formulas which are available, already defined formulas, so you can use those formulas. So d1 dot show distance will display you the value of feet and inches which were calculated using this particular float value. Okay, so this calls the conversion constructor. Okay, so next is we have written this statement. So if you remember, in type conversion video we saw that conversion or assignment conversion can be done with the help of assignment operator as well as constructor. So with the help of the assignment operator we can also assign float value to any user defined data type. So here we have 1.00. so this 1.00 will again call the this your conversion function. So 1.00 will be assigned to m, and accordingly feet and inches will be extracted from this value 1.00. Then with the help of show distance we can see the value of feet and inches, whatever values we get after performing logic. So d3 is the again third object. This will call the parameterized constructor. 5 will be assigned to feet and 10.25 will be assigned to inches. Inches was in float and feet was in integer type. So float m is equal to, we have taken float d underscore d3. It is not underscore, this is d3. So try to understand this, that this is the explicit conversion. What we are trying to do here, explicit conversion. d3 is an object, and this is the way to convert your object first of all into float value, and then it will be assigned to m. So this is called the explicit type conversion. So you are converting d3, that is a user defined type, into float data type, and then it is getting assigned to m. Now what we are doing, we have taken input for m variable. So this particular statement will call which function? This function, casting operator. So in this particular conversion constructor we were having float value, and with this float value we were extracting float and inches, and in this operator we have one object, or you can say the data members in feet and inches. Then we have to convert them into float value. So the same thing is happening here. d3 is having feet and inches, and we are converting those values into float, and we got only one value. So this particular statement is calling the casting operator function. spelling. Okay, so this is just a message user defined type to basic data type. So value of D3 will be displayed here. So if you write this statement, m is equal to d2, what you are doing, we have d2's value already, then we are assigning d2 to m. So one casting operator was calling in this particular statement and another casting operator was getting called in this particular statement. So d2 is having float and inches, it is getting converted into float value, float m, and which is already which will be done with the help of this operator function. Okay, so this is returning m. So this is again, it is after executing this statement we will get the m only. Okay, so you can display the value of m and you can see the output differently. So in this topic basically user built-in data type to user defined data type and user defined data type to built-in data type, these two type conversions are very important. The second type is conversion between user defined data types. So user defined data types are classes, structures, union, etc. So consider this example, we have class A object A, we have class B object B. So if we write A is equal to B, in this case A becomes the destination and so B becomes the source class. Okay, so assignment operator has been overloaded for the objects of type class A. So you can do this with the help of operator overloading. In this you can overload this particular assignment operator. So this is the syntax. Okay, if you have conversion in the destination object, then this conversion is exactly like conversion of basic to user defined data type with the one argument constructor. Conversion runtime routine is defined as one argument constructor in destination class and takes the argument of the source class. So the first you define is the source class object, source class, and the second one is the destination class. So in destination class you have to write the conversion constructor wherein you will give object as argument of the source class. Okay, so this is the source class object argument. Let us have a look at this example. So this particular in this class we have one string named Ankita, and in this another function we have get string. So return A will be returned from this particular function get string. Display is just to display the function. This is the source class. Okay, so this is the destination class, this is source class. Source class type which will be converted to the destination type, that is class 1. So class 2 is again having one string. So we are assigning, or you can say we are converting one object into another. So it will be similar with the statement int A is equal to int B. So if B is equal to 5, then 5 will be assigned to A. So it is similar to that statement. Operator overloading, which accepts data of the destination class and assigns those data to the source class. So here we have written void operator is equal to, this is just a normal operator overloading for assignment operator, and we have overloaded assignment operator for objects type. So here we are passing destination class, source class, sorry, the first one was the source class as we have seen in this example. Okay, in this example this is the source class, second one is the destination class. So this is the source class and here we have the destination class. So in operator overloading we have to pass the source class as object as argument. So B is the data member of this class 2, that is your destination class. So by getting the string, or we will call get string function, so we will return string A, that is Ankita. So A dot get string will be returned from this, and through display function you can display this. So in main function we have object of 1 and object of 2 class, then we are writing B is equal to A, then class type conversion using operator overloading is happening here in this particular statement. Simple. If you write int A is equal to int B, then that this statement is equal to such statement, because both sides of assignment operator have the same data type. So these are of both user defined data type. By calling the display function you can just see the values of it. Okay, so conversion in source object says that this conversion is exactly the conversion equivalent to the user defined type to the basic data type, as we saw in overloading casting operator. So in this particular type, object B is the source of the class B and object A is the destination of the class A. So it is reverse basically, you can say. conversion routine is specified as conversion cast overloading for type of the destination class. This is the source class and this is the destination class. You have to write the cast operator in the destination class. Okay, so inside the class you will be writing this function. So this is again one example to convert time objects into minute object. So we have two classes, time and minute. This example is similar to the previous one. So if you want to convert user defined to user defined data type, so source and destination classes or objects matters a lot. So accordingly you have to see in which case you will be using conversion constructor, or in which case you have to use the casting operator, this particular operator. Okay, so this is again an example. You can practice it with any online editor. These are the sample programs also. I will be giving these examples into notes as well. So you have to run these particular examples and see if you face any problem. Then we can have online session also to discuss the concepts. Okay, thank you so much.